Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our second match of the day here in round 2 of the international bracket, as we are proud to present 1S versus Smile. This is the Asia's second place team, that's 1S, taking on the RU champion in Smile. 1S here in the green to the north side here of North, spawning with Montana, Kremlin, Des Moines, Hanlu, Napoli, Double Moskva, and only 2 destroyers, a Lone Daring and a Shimakaze. Stats, what is Smile up to on the south spawn?
Smile, this of course is their first game of the day. They are bringing Ohio, a Des Moines, Minotaur, double Napoli, a Gearing, a Daring, and a Marceau. So 3 destroyers to the 2 destroyers of 1S. So that's going to give them 1 destroyer per cap, and it does look from the initial deployments like that is where they're going. So Henning, anything jump out from the lineups? Maybe the Hanlu?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested to see where it's gonna be played here. It looks like it's going towards C, so maybe it's expected to like drop some ships that are sitting on the 9-10 line, maybe? At least what I like think of here?
I mean, you do get a lot of positions on this map where there are nose-in cruisers. You know, the island underneath B, the island to the sort of 4 o'clock of B on the south side, the islands on the 9 and 10 line. There are lots of opportunities to punish spotted nose-in ships, and even unspotted, right? Because there's no difference between dropping a spotted ship and dropping an unspotted ship. The accuracy on the drop is the same.
Yep.
So that's worth bearing in mind.
Curious to see if we're going to see a little early action at C. Medzuko's Marceau charging right into the bottom of the cap. We've seen some teams come ready for this play, ready to punish it. 1S doesn't seem to be one of those. Looks like Medzuko's going to be able to pick up C very quickly here for Smile and start ticking up points.
Yeah, it looks like 1S's strategy here is to go very heavy on the A side. They are, it looks like they're just expecting to kite a push on the 9-10 if it happens, but it's not going to happen. However, Smile's strategy is kind of similar. They're taking 4 ships over towards the bottom of A. So we're actually going to see a bit of a deadlock, whereas I think 1S wanted to push. They might find that a little bit tricky with an Ohio, a Minotaur, a Gearing, and a Napoli there. So we'll see how that pans out.
It'll be fun to watch one way or another. A little bit of drama at B here. A couple of shells and some torpedoes going out across the cap between the Daring Des Moines pair that both teams have brought to this cap. Nothing doing, a little bit of ship damage, but they do manage to push Munan off the cap.
Yeah, Yehua's radar there, just keeping Stepan off the cap, but of course that's not going to last forever. And is the Moskva's radar in range? Yes, the Moskva of Force Ruinous is.
On the A,
Minnow radar. Yeah, Minnow radar going up over here at A. Ferry's radar finding HSO here. They're going to get a good chunk of his health before he's able to get away.
Yeah, Shima at the very least being pushed off the cap. Taking a lot of incoming, a lot less than I actually expected in terms of damage. I was expecting Shima to get nuked.
Well, he had a decent angle. He immediately turned away. The only person who had really good shots after that was the Napoli, who came in with a solid chunk. That's the thing about that Minnow AP, right? Once they show you the bow or the stern, it doesn't have many places to bite in.
Yeah, that's true. Once you see a load of AP coming out of a smoke screen, just angle and you're generally okay in a destroyer. Okay, 1S are gathering for that push onto A now. So I think HSO is going to be able to go back in anyway, because now they know that the Mino's radar is down. There's no other radar in range. All they can do is, if they want to spot the Shima, all they can do is send the Gearing up. But of course that's going to be mutual spotting.
A little bit of focus fire here on Zidrin's Napoli coming in from both Moskvas and the opposing Napoli north of the cap, doing a great job just kind of reminding him, hey, we outnumber you.
Okay, here we see, I think this is the first airdrop from the Howden Liu over on the 9 line, and that's going to be going down towards where DNO Gaming's Napoli is. I'm not sure whether this was a blind shot guess or whether there was actually spotting on the Napoli. Pretty accurate, not actually managing to land any bombs. Howden Liu having another go.
Well, Dino grounded there, beached himself. This salvo probably will land a little bit. No, it looks like he dropped it a little too far forward. Yep. Doesn't get anything out of that.
But that Napoli now knows that the Howden Leo is there, and DNO is going to have to be very careful if that Napoli gets spotted like he just did, firing. Because he's going to know that Howden Leo is going to be able to keep dropping bombs over and over and over again. Lovely chunk on Yihua's Des Moines there from DNO.
Most of the action seems to be over at A right now. Both teams seem, I mean, C's the only cap on the board taken, been ticking up for Smile here, 5 minutes gone there. That's about a little over 120 point lead, as 1S seems content to just let them have it. They're making a play for B again, pushing Munon's Daring back into the top of the cap. As A continues to just trade shells, is Zidrin going to take one of these torpedoes? No, he's going to move up. He's okay.
Stepan's Daring taking big hits there from Yihua's Des Moines under radar. Munan smoking up to also add to the shells. Daring down quite considerably. Started on full health going into this cap.
Yeah. 1S trading much better than Smile here at the B cap. Doing a great job pushing Stepan out and taking away huge chunks of his HP.
Would you like to know the official Twitch chat prediction for this game?
Yeah, what does Twitch think going to happen?
Smile 74% for a win, 1S 26%.
Well, so far, chat is proving correct as Smile sits on about a 150 point lead. But lots of game to be played left. Neither team has lost a ship yet.
Okay, this group, the Smile. Go on, Ken, go ahead.
I'm surprised Smile gave up A that easily here. It's a 4v4, but there's like no resistance from Smile anymore. They are all back at the H line.
It's a surprise. I'm keeping an eye on Maniacs Ohio here in the middle of the board, right? He's on the 6th line. And I just watched him dump an entire... He was looking for Rosella's Moskva, but he launched the entire salvo into the side of the island. There was no way he could get that salvo over the island.
Interesting that Ohio is also... The Ohio is also in a kiting position, not in a nose-in position. So they can't currently push B. They've kited all the way off A. They're all the way down on the H line. So they don't look like they're planning on turning around to contest A right now.
No, 1S is going to bag B here in just a sec.
Yeah, so that point lead is going to start to get a lot smaller very quickly as soon as it's 2 caps. Napoli, Howden Leo has actually started to push down on DNO Gaming's Napoli, who is also aft in. So, looking at the position, Smile seem to be in a very passive position right now.
If I'm honest, I'm not sure who I like in that engagement. A Howden Leo versus Napoli.
It's not quite that, because Meds Marceau is coming over to maybe have a look at the Howden Leo. I'm not exactly sure what that plan is. Whether it's just to add shells or whether there's... Yeah, I think it's just to add some fire. I don't think there's a rush intended.
Napoli's HE there doing some good work against Imonka. A little bit of a duel, kind of a 2-on-1. I think Smile may be realizing, kind of sensing that they've got the opportunity to pick this ship off and get some points, and they're going to take it.
If they can get rid of the Howden Leo, that then opens up the Montana, because you've got a Marceau that can do a rush. You've got Napoli that can do a rush.
Yeah.
If they go together, they can definitely take out the Montana.
And Imonka there, I don't know if you noticed, he took a Napoli torp. So he took a decent chunk there as one of those long-range Napoli torps did land.
Also, Schlacht... I can't say it. Schlachtschiff. I apologize to all the Germans.
Schlachtschiff.
Yes, the Napoli over on the 1 line also took a torpedo. From, I think that was... I didn't see whose torps they were, so I'm not going to guess. Okay, so it looks like Smile are making a move. They're pulling stuff off of A.
Big first kill for Smile.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that Montana put under pressure, because the Montana is going to push into C now. And so I think you're going to see DNO and the Marceau do a 180. And make a B line.
1S does feel like they made a bit of a mistake with their Kremlin position, right? Noob CV had pushed up, kind of backing up Ihua over here north of B, and now I look over again, and he's just given up a huge chunk of HE of his health for what exactly, right? Like they didn't get anything out of it. They already owned the B cap.
Well, the enemy Ohio lost like basically the same amount of HP as well, so it's not for nothing.
Conhana in C-Cap is not able to cap because of being resetted continuously. The Napoli is circling around, but the Daring is coming over to provide a little bit of screening for this Montana.
Con's throwing HE downrange at Maniac. It looks like they're trying to maybe burn out the opposing Ohio, who is getting quite low down there. Under 15,000 and falling, as Noob CV has the exact same problem as he runs north, under 10,000 and falling. Noob is not detected. In fact, both of them are undetected.
Points starting to close up here. They're nearly within 100. So these two caps ticking for 1S is going to make them catch up eventually. And point income on Charlie is obviously not working anymore for Smile. Torps out from the Marceau. The rush has started as Med pushes around the corner. Torps
first salvos. First set of Torps is not going to do anything. They can see Medzuko as he drives into the cap. It'll be curious. I'm sure the second salvo. Well, I'm sure the second salvo is not going to land, but those look like they were led quite well, anticipating his turn.
Yeah, I'd assumed that Med was going to do an open water rush across towards the Montana, but actually all they've done is just position it behind the island.
Yep.
DNO also smoking up to avoid being broadsided by the Montana, pushing out Torps into the cap as well.
Noob CV going down there, Smile bagging their second kill. 1S still on map control here as Conhana does manage to dodge every single one of those torpedoes. Well done.
Smile have got a big group underneath B. They're going to be maybe making a move on that shortly. Here we see Noob CV going down, as we just mentioned.
This is actually getting really, really dangerous for 1S here. Their 3 ships above B are getting cornered. And if they might actually lose at least the Des Moines and the Montana here if they're not careful. The Daring might be able to get out, but even that is not really guaranteed here.
1S are also pushing the 2 Mosfars out of the A cap right now, and they're coming under heavy focus fire from the stuff underneath B. Yeah, these 3 cornered ships, the Montana, the Daring, and the Des Moines, they can run away to the northwest if they want to, but that, of course, is going to give up control of B. Fairy Smile getting some AP out there from the Minotaur south of the islands towards the Daring of Munan.
Put the radar up, but didn't get anything out of the salvo at all that I could tell. Getting some free damage on Conhana, though, as Fairy is completely hidden behind that island. No line of sight on him.
Interestingly, these 2 Mosfars actually managing to make it all the way over to the island without taking too much damage, which is going to shut down any potential push into B from Smile. Because obviously the Des Moines is not going to want to go forward. The 2 destroyers are not going to want to go into a triple radar of the Des Moines and 2 Mosfars.
But I'm with Henning here, right? Like this little cluster of ships here north of B, they feel like they're going to get just kind of focused and farmed out.
Well, 1S have an opportunity here because both the Daring and the Gearing are currently under radar.
Yeah.
So if they can get a bit of a damage onto either these 2 destroyers or maybe the Des Moines.
The Montana salvo on the Des Moines was thoroughly unsatisfactory, only getting about 6,000 damage out of it. They're gonna need the general there to blink, and so far he hasn't.
1S shooting all 3 ships here, Des Moines, Gearing, and Daring, all receiving incoming shells. I don't think that's a lack of focus fire. I think that's just simply down to the angles that are being presented, the shots that can be taken.
Second Montana salvo in the air. This one a little better, gets about almost 10k out of it. But Conhana's continuing to push kind of deeper into the cap. He's going out in front of this torpedo salvo that I don't think he knows is coming. And I'm sure, and the Des Moines now completely enveloped by smoke. They can't see him anymore. Now he's lit again. But the Daring torpedoes are going to make a right royal mess of this.
Yeah, those 2 in the middle are not looking very friendly right now.
The Marceau watched the Des Moines.
Yeah, Marceau and Des Moines annihilate each other. Conhana loses a chunk to the torpedoes.
Also,
Dino's Napoli pushes him.
In the J corner, down in the bottom, J1, J2, you've got Napoli against Napoli and Shima.
Oh, they've got Zidrin pinned.
Yeah, Zidrun was forced
Nowhere
to turn
for
around.
him to go.
Those torps are going to be the end of
Torps,
Zidrun.
there it is. 1S claims back a big kill. They actually flipped the lead right here with 5 minutes to play. They're actually in the lead for the first time this match. But their board position is very tenuous as they lose Forest Moskva here south of B.
Hannah is probably going to be next, I would guess. 8,200 points. Down to 4,000. Very quickly going down.
The Minotaur just caught the Moskva out. 2 quick kills for Smile. That's going to do it.
God, that's several ships down in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
As we see a little replay of the Napoli taking the torpedoes there down in the bottom corner.
Yeah, now the daring is caught as well. By Minotaur.
1S. 1S not able to convert that Des Moines kill. Munan is definitely going to go down to Minotaur here. Yep.
There it is. Smile's going to claim game 1. Just nice, solid, methodical play.
I love these battles that kind of the tension builds and builds and builds, and then suddenly everything happens at once.
Yeah.
I love it.
Look at how many ships got destroyed on the B cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look at the black marks on
it's
the
like
minimap.
7 markers.
Yeah. Okay, 986 points. There's only 1 cap ticking, but that's all it needs. 988.
Nah, this is over in seconds. The RU champions showing how and why they earned that title here, going up a game in this best of 3 series. But I gotta say, guys, 1S, they did not look bad this match. So I'm really looking forward to game 2 as we head to Northern Waters. I really want to see what 1S comes back with.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. 1S didn't, that definitely wasn't a totally one-sided match. There were a few opportunities for 1S there. Didn't quite work out in the end, so it's entirely possible that this could go 1-1.
Yeah.
So really looking forward to the next map, Northern Waters. Interesting map. I love the center cap on Northern Waters, so we'll see how this goes. We'll cast it back to the studio.